of Beyond Books. My name is Christina Salvatore, and I will be your host today. I have a very special guest with us, collection specialist Betty Lang here at the library, and she is going to talk about some wonderful genealogy information and some resources that we offer at the library and an upcoming program. Welcome, Betty. Thank you for joining me today. I know it's cold out there, so thank you for bearing the weather and speaking with me today.
Well, I'm glad you're having me because I think we have a lot of information on genealogy here in the library, but people don't know about it. So I'd like to talk about that today because there are people in the community who are very interested in genealogy. Either they're already working on it or they want to, but they don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So we have about 6 genealogy programs a year. In fact, on Thursday, March 6th, we have Jan Zaleski, who is going to do Introduction to Polish Genealogy. That is easier to do if you know the village that your people came from. But if you don't, it makes it a little harder. So Jan will go ahead and tell us the basic searches, and then if that doesn't work, some kind of little-known strategies to maybe help us with that.
That sounds like a really informative program for everyone. I know I'm really interested in genealogy and anxious to hear about all the resources the library has that we offer. I know that there's a lot of genealogy magazines on our website.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, we have 3 genealogy magazines here in the library. The first one is called Family Tree. And what that does is give you basic tools and information regarding working on something, whether it's easy or if you need more help. The other one is called Family Chronicles, and it does more case histories in addition to giving you the other information that I mentioned. The last one is called Internet Genealogy. This is more advanced genealogy. Not only does it do case histories and give you information about genealogy, but it does reviews on software and technology as well. So if you're getting into computers and so forth with genealogy, this is a good one to use.
So if I was interested in doing some research about my ancestors and dated far back, what would the first magazine, the Family
Tree would probably be the one to
That'd
get
be the
started.
starter to
That's
use.
a little simpler, yeah.
Okay. Very cool. That's great. I'm really interested in this, and I know the library offers a lot of great resources and collections regarding it, and also databases we offer.
Right.
And there's a new one, Fold 3.
Fold
right?
3,
Okay.
right.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we have 3 databases. I'm going to start first with Ancestry Library Edition because I want to really emphasize that you can only use that in the library. It can't be used at home.
Oh, okay.
The other 2, Heritage Quest and Fold 3, you can use at home, but you need your library card handy because you will be asked for it.
Okay.
Ancestry.com has an immense amount of information, and if you're kind of afraid of it or don't know how to get started, there are some video tutorials connected with it that you can just click on. That's also true of Heritage Quest, and in Fold 3, they focus mainly on military records. And it really is a wonderful database. I saw, I was at a webinar the other day for training, and it is so much there that if you go to their homepage and go up into the upper right corner where it says help, that's where their video tutorials are.
It's a step-by-step process for anyone viewing the website. Okay.
Yeah, you really need to use those because there's so much information. You don't want to get bogged down and say, I'm never doing that again.
You want an easy tutorial.
Right.
It sounds like that Fold 3 offers that.
Yeah. And so in order to get to this, go to our website, which is www.novilibrary.org, go to Online Tools, and from there go to People in Genealogy. And these will open right up for you.
Good.
The tutorials are right underneath.
Very nice. That sounds easy for our patrons to access. So that's great. And another thing I want to touch on is our local history room, because there is just so much information and artifacts in the room that I think our viewers would love, especially the new art that was added in June.
Our local history room is located on the 2nd floor, and in June, the Novi Historical Commission paid an artist to etch the windows in the room, and on these windows are historical sites still here in Novi.
That is so cool.
It is beautiful to see. On the first and third Mondays of each month, the Historical Commission has a member holding an open house in that room. And what they do is they're there available either for somebody doing research if they need help, or if anyone just wants to browse the room, see what's there, see how to use it. That's what they're there for. Now, those office hours are not during the summer.
Okay.
So,
I was just going to ask, is it during the summer as well?
Yeah, no, not during the summer. But anytime if these particular hours don't fit your schedule, you can call the library at 248-349-0720, ask to make an appointment, and a librarian will spend that time with you on a one-on-one situation.
Yeah, that's great. I encourage everyone to go in there and check it out, especially the beautiful artwork that Ryan and Mindy Trainer did.
Right.
It's a wonderful room, so I really encourage everyone to go there and see the artifacts and learn more about Novi. So that's great. Anything else you want to add?
No,
or?
I just want to ask everybody to really make use of these great aids that we have, because you can sit and think about it and not do anything, or you can come in and take the baby steps and get started.
Yeah, it sounds like there's step-by-step tutorial for all of it, so that's great for our patrons and viewers. So wonderful. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
And we'll chat soon.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you for watching Beyond Books.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today, I'm just an aluminum can, but one day, I could be a stadium.
Hi, welcome to Beyond Books. I'm your host, Christina Salvatore, and I have two very special guests with me today. Suzanne Carpenter, Youth Collection Specialist, and Jennifer Preston, Information Services Librarian specializing in teen services. And you guys are going to talk about an annual library event that's going on its 10th year and an upcoming book club. So first, Jen, I want to talk to you about this big event that happens every year. Many people know it as Battle of the Books.
Right. It is probably our premier event of the year. We have 12 teams made up of 5th and 6th graders who all either live in Novi or go to school in Novi. And what Suzanne and I do, we pre-select 6 books that these teams of 5th and 6th graders read, and then they come to the Battle of the Books and we ask them questions about these books. They answer the questions as a team, and whoever answers the most questions right at the end of the battle wins.
Wow.
So,
and the teams are already picked, right?
The teams, they've submitted and they've been reading the books for the past several months now. So,
okay, great.
The teams kind of form in December and January, and then the kids get a good 4 months to
read the
books and know them inside and out. So the battle this year is on Saturday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. Yep, at the Civic Center in the City Complex. So.
Great. So it's usually a big turnout then?
Oh yeah. The parents and the families, they cheer them on. It's great. It's just like a real sporting event. So
yeah, and I know
the kids get real into it. The parents get into it too.
This is the 10th year, right?
It is the 10th year.
Oh my gosh, very cool. That's great.
Yep.
Tradition here at the library.
Yes.
And Suzanne, what are some of the titles?
Yeah,
Jen
and I have a lot of fun every year picking the titles for the kids to read. We like to try to pick things that they wouldn't necessarily pick off the shelf. A lot of people like Wimpy Kid and they'll just read all those. So we want to kind of stretch what they're willing to read. So we pick some that are fun, maybe stretch their understanding, and we've got some great ones this year. A couple I want to highlight. One is Breaking Stalin's Nose, which is a historical fiction book set in Stalin-era Russia, and actually does a really great job of putting you in that context and making you really feel like the pressure and the understanding of what it might be to live in a communist era in a communist place. And so that one has been really good. I've really enjoyed reading that. And another one that I've really enjoyed is a house with the clock in its walls. And it's a kind of fun magical fantasy book where there's a boy goes to live with his uncle, and there's this ticking in the walls, and they can't quite figure out what's going on, and they think it's linked to some kind of magical magician that used to live in the house. And over the course of the book, they have to kind of unravel is it a menacing clock?
Wow.
Is it friendly? What's going on? And it's a really great adventure book for boys. So we'll be interested to see in March what the kids, we usually have them pick what they like the best out of the titles that we've given them, and so it'll be fun to see what they've enjoyed reading the most.
And it sounds like these titles let the kids kind of use their imagination, and it's a little bit out of the box, and they learn a lot of great things. So
yeah, some kids might not read historical fiction, so that's kind of one of the reasons that we try to pick something like that. And some kids like fantasy, some kids like realistic fiction, so we try to do a little bit of each just to kind of get them exposed to as much different kind of literature as we can.
That's great. Yeah, there's a great wide variety. It touches all the subjects, so I'm sure they will love them. Sounds like a lot of great books. So how, you said you just picked the titles from just kind of what, some that you know or some that you think would be good for the kids?
Yeah, Jen and I do research.
Because there's a lot of books. I mean, it'd be hard to, a lot of good books. It'd be hard to pick some.
It is really hard. We usually do some research throughout the summer, and we read as much as we can in the off months just to kind of get familiar, and then we kind of scour around and pick stuff. You know, when you've done it 10 years,
yeah,
that's a lot of titles you can't use, so we just always try to innovate and find new things that the kids haven't read that we think they'd enjoy and that would challenge them a little bit.
10 years, wow. That's so cool. Crazy how time flies, though, right?
It is. That's
amazing. Awesome, though. Well, leading into the books and the titles, I know, Jen, you just started, Jennifer, a new teen book club.
Yes, we did. Our teens, I actually had 2 teens that approached me who were interested in starting a book club. We've tried this in the past. Book clubs are pretty popular here for adults, but they just haven't worked out very well for the younger set. The really younger kids, we do get turnouts, but the high schoolers, we had a problem before. So once I had 2 kids come to me, I said, "Oh, great, they want to do this." So I kind of
and for them to come to you, that's so cool that they
awesome
initiated the idea. That's great.
High schoolers still are really into reading, which we know, but we don't always see. They're so involved in different activities that it's hard to get them to come.
Sports and schoolwork and all that. So,
but these girls were excited to do it, so they had their first meeting February 8th, Saturday, and they picked the title to read for next month. Now every month they'll meet the first Saturday of the month at 1 p.m. In our second floor meeting room, and next month they're reading Divergent by Veronica Roth, which is very current because the movie will be coming out later on in March.
So
they
each
picked a good title for that.
Each meeting they pick a book and also discuss the book they read. Is that kind of how it works?
So they're picking a book for the next meeting is how they're going to work it now.
And they have that month to read it.
Yep.
Okay, that is so cool. I love that.
So
very cool.
We're very excited about it.
Well, anything else you guys want to add or touch on about going on in the youth and teen area?
Yeah, we're
I know you're busy with summer reading.
Right, and March is reading month, so we'll be going to a lot of schools, have a lot of schools visit, so and just be encouraging reading throughout the whole month. So
I love
we're
that.
Looking forward to it.
Love that. Well, that's great. Thank you so much for joining me today and speaking on these wonderful topics and information the library offers and programs. So I appreciate it. Stay warm.
Yeah.
And I will see you guys soon. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching Beyond Books.